this past weekend I was hanging out with some good friends of mine, and we're walking around, looking through stores, seeing what we would buy if we wanted to, just hanging out, being pals and everything. And then I can't remember how this conversation came up, but we started talking about the different styles of music and clothing. So we got punk, we got grunge, we got emo, we got goth, we got scene, and I believe what was it? We had a whole bunch of stuff. There we go. Scene, goth. Yeah, you had punk, you had goth, you had emo, you had scene, you had what else? Yeah, so you had those kind of styles of music and things like that. And we were all wondering, okay, who was, we had the clothing, we had the styles, but what about who was who in the music world of that nature? Because I had no idea that Fall Out Boy was considered emo. I knew My Chemical Romance was, but never Fall Out Boy. Fall Out Boy I thought was more of on the scene / punk kind of vibe. Someone had asked me, "Oh, well, what's Avril Lavigne?" They were like, "Well, what's Avril Lavigne?" One friend said scene. I said punk. I said no, she's punk. They were like, "I thought scene." I said, "I don't think so. I think she's punk because she sort of made the punk in the early 2000s come like skateboarders and things like that. Hence her song Skater Boy." She was like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Huh." And I'm like, "Who's scene? Is it Panic at the Disco?" They're like, "Yeah, Panic at the Disco," and things like that. I know Nirvana was more the grunge style, along with, I believe, No Doubt as well. And they had punk rock, and then you have pop rock, and then you had pop punk. So it started to go together. So we were talking a lot of scene, goth, emo, punk. So I was like, different styles of music. But yeah, still to say, I had no idea that Fall Out Boy was emo. I never saw them as emo. I saw Pierce. I know Pierce the Veil was more on the emo side. My Chemical Romance was more on the emo side. Um, who else? 30 Seconds to Mars was on the emo, or so on the emo side. You had a lot of these 3 Days Grace more. 3 Days Grace was more of both the emo and kind of rock kind of scene kind of thing. Yeah, Evanescence I know was more on the emo side, I believe. Yeah, Evanescence was more on the emo side, things of that nature. But yeah, we were talking about music and who was who, within those genres, things like that. So, who is your favorite band, and what genre are they from, and why does that genre seem to resonate more on your end?